1,000 legs out there in the world. But there's only very few parachuters. The United States Army Airborne School is probably one of the best schools Army has to offer. It's a very demanding challenge to pass this course.
What you're doing here is not for the mind, it's for the body, because when you jump out of an aircraft, your mind isn't in control of you, your body is.
September 93 to September 97. Yeah.
4 years.
Right, 4 years. Right out of high school.
So how was it?
It was good.
You went by yourself, or did you go with any friends?
A friend of mine actually met up with me a little bit later on. We went to high school together, and then I actually referred him to my recruiter, and he went in with my reference. That gave me it bumped me up a rank.
Oh, okay.
So when I started, I wasn't like at the lowest. I was one rank higher than a lot of people go in. But yeah, it's funny. And of all places, I ran over to him. Where the heck did I run into him? I think it was Korea. I think.
Oh, wait, hold up. You went to Korea?
Yeah, that was my last duty station. Wait a minute, I'm trying to think, man. I can't remember. Hold on. No, it wasn't Korea. I ran into him in North Carolina, actually.
Okay.
North Carolina is the first time, because I was in North Carolina first before I went to Korea.
The statues are.
I had a report.
Let me do it again. Did you get to go home for a little bit, or what?
You might. I think a majority of the people go straight to their next duty station, which is going to be more training. It's AIT.
Okay.
That's your advanced individual
So
training, I think.
That's the test you took before you went to the Army, so they already know what you're gonna do, like your job.
Yeah, well, you
after
get
you graduate.
you choose what you want to be. What you want to do. If you want to do infantry, or I chose armament repair. I chose to be a mechanic.
Okay. Did you already know about mechanic skills?
Look, very basic. I mean, only what a teenager knows, really. I mean,
Okay.
nothing very in depth.
So what you learned was
so-
in the Army.
Yeah, pretty much. I learned.
So where did you go after you graduated?
I went to Aberdeen Proving Ground in Maryland. So I went from South Carolina up to Maryland, and that was pretty cool because Maryland is only a hop, skip, and a jump from where we grew up. Maybe 3 hours, 2 hour, maybe on the train. I don't think I went home like in between boot camp and AIT. I went home for Christmas. So now when I graduated boot camp, it was September, October, November of 93. So I got settled in Aberdeen Proving Ground, and then Christmas was coming, so I took a couple days off and I went home for Christmas.
Okay.
I think that was the first time I went home.
So when you went there,
I learned.
you stayed on the Army base?
Yep, I stayed on the base, and it's all school. It's all schooling,
More schooling?
training again. But same discipline though. We had to wake up every morning and do PT. Get in formation, salute the flag, do PT.
For how long?
Like
How long is PT every morning?
maybe a couple hours, maybe 2 hours at least.
Oh, okay.
By the time everybody gets in formation and takes roll call and what have you, then gets to going and they're exercising and come back and everybody falls out, then you have like maybe an hour and a half to go clean up, get in your uniform, go get chow, and then you have to come back in formation again, and then you kind of march to class.
Okay.
You know, you go to class a couple buildings down or whatever around the corner. Everything's kind of in place. You know, you probably got living quarter barracks here. You know, it's probably like a college campus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you know, you go walk. You know, no more than a mile or so. You go march, go to your classroom. You know, then you got the chow hall close by. You get lunch. You know, once lunch comes around. So I did that for about 5 months. I was in training for 5 months for that particular bit.
You learn a lot.
Oh yeah, yeah. I learned how to. I learned all about tank turrets, just the part of the tank that spins around.
Okay.
So on top, and so 5 months went by. So now it's about April or May of '94, and then I went to jump school. So now I went back down south to Georgia, Fort Benning, Georgia, for a couple weeks, and I went to jump school.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you pick that, or you had to do it? Oh, yeah.
I chose that when I signed up. My recruiter got that in my contract for me. So. And
then how was that?
that was cool. That was, like I was saying before, you don't have much time to think. So I don't think I ever realized how scared I was until after. I was like, fuck, I can't believe I just did that. You know, I'm jumping out of a plane. But it's pretty cool. This is a little bit more intense now. The training starts to become more intense. You're always okay. A difference from like airborne school, a difference from jump school to like your common boot camp training or AIT training. Like you know, you get into your PT uniform to go do PT, which is like, you know, whatever season it is. If it's summer and springtime, you got, you know, army shorts and your army t-shirt, and that's what you do your PT, and tennis shoes, you know. But when you get to jump school, now you got to do PT in your BDUs and your boots. So now you're going running, you know, a couple miles in your full
Gear.
Yeah, BDUs, boots, you know, helmet. So
Everything.
You're doing.
So it's
you're
like
doing
boot
this
camp
stuff.
again.
Pretty much, but this is specifically for jumping out of an airplane.
Okay.
So you do a lot of training. Like they have mock-up planes. You know, it's on the ground. They have like a frame that kind of represents an airplane. You know, everybody, you line up and you get up on this pedestal, you know, and you jump, and you do it hundreds, if not thousands of times. This is only 3 weeks now. This is a 3-week training.
Okay.
And you do 5 jumps in school. So after maybe like the third week is your jumping. So you do 2 weeks of training of doing this, lining up in the mock-up plane, jumping, and you practice. They call them PLFs, parachute landing fall.
Yeah.
So you practice jumping off this high-rise pedestal into a sand pit or whatever, you know. You could do all these different angles. You got to learn, you know, front left, front right, front left. So every kind of direction. You got to jump off backwards, because you don't know when you're falling which way you're going to be going. Whatever the way the wind is taking you, that's the way you got to roll, hit the ground.
Yourself,
Yep. And you know, they tell you got to learn. You're supposed to hit your 5 points of contact. You're supposed to roll into the ground. So
and when you jumping with your gun and everything else?
Yeah. In school, in jump school, you don't do it with all your gear. You just basically have you have your parachute on your back, you have your Kevlar helmet, your reserve parachute, and that's it. They call that Hollywood jumping. That's nice and light. That's easy.
Yeah.
So
you got to get used to that first.
Yeah, you got to get used to doing that. And then when you get to your unit, after you're done with school, and then you go to your permanent party unit, now all the jumps you do with your unit are combat. equipped. So you're gonna have your rucksack hanging between your legs, your gas mask,
Everything.
your M16 on the side. You know, if you're an assistant 60 gunner or if you're a 60 gunner or whatever, you're gonna have that M60. You know, if you're a 60 gunner, you're not gonna have an M16.
Yeah.
So you'll have the M60. And then like there's an assistant gunner that will jump with like the spare barrel or the tripod and stuff. So all this different gear. So it's a full combat equipped jump.
So how was your first jump in school?
Yeah, it was cool.
Was you nervous?
Yeah,
Scared?
I was a little bit, but like I said, I don't think there's time to really get scared. I mean, hindsight, looking back at it, it's like then you realize, damn, I must have been so scared. I didn't, I wasn't even thinking about it.
You didn't have time. To
Yeah.
be scared.
It's just because you're getting this stuff drilled into your brain, man.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Right.
You know, with
That's
this
why
guy
they take-
yelling over you.
That's why they take you young.
Yeah.
So they can do that.
Yeah. But
So you finished that school.
yeah. And then after that I went up to North Carolina to Fort Bragg, and I was there for a couple of years. And that was my permanent duty station. So once you get to your permanent duty station, then you're no longer in a training environment.
Yeah.
So it's basically like a 9 to 5 job. All right.